The modern industrialized world's growth and prosperity are largely due to international trade, which is now at the global economy center. Countries trade with each other when, on their own, they do not have the resources or capacity to satisfy their own needs and wants. By developing and exploiting their domestic scarce resources, countries can produce a surplus and trade this for the resources they need. However, goods and services are likely to be imported from abroad for several reasons. Imports may be cheaper or of better quality. They may also be more easily available or simply more appealing than locally produced goods. In many instances, no local alternatives exist and importing is essential. This is highlighted today in the case of Japan, which has no oil reserves of its own, yet it is the world's fourth largest consumer of oil and must import all it requires. On the other hand, countries that are open to international trade tend to grow faster, innovate, improve productivity, and provide higher income and more opportunities to their people. Open trade also benefits lower-income households by offering consumers more affordable goods and services. Integrating within the world economy through trade and global value chains helps drive economic growth and reduce poverty locally and globally. Another way viewing this is that the increasing complexity of trade has serious implications for the world's poor, who are often disproportionately disconnected from global, regional, or even local markets. In fact, there are also distributional consequences of increasing trade. While on aggregate, economies gain enormously from increasing trade. As competition increases and many good jobs are created in export sectors, the wages of workers in import competing industries may suffer, or some workers may lose their jobs. One of the significant advantages of international trade is market diversification. Focusing only on the domestic market may expose you to increased risk from downturns in the economy, political factors, environmental events, and other risk factors. Becoming less dependent on a single market may help you mitigate potential risks in the core market. Trade seems to be as old as civilization itself. Ancient civilizations traded with each other for goods they could not produce for themselves due to climate, natural resources, or other inhibiting factors. The ability of two countries to produce items the other could not and mutually exchange them led to the principle of comparative advantage. To sum up briefly, it only depends if those we trade is with benefit. It's because when two countries trade, they can each have a comparative advantage and benefit to each other. For instance, imagine a country that has limited natural resources. One day, a shepherd stumbled upon an abundant sheep and renewable energy source only occurring within that country's borders that could provide enough clean energy for its neighboring countries for centuries. As a result, this country would suddenly have a comparative advantage it could market to trading partners. Although there has always been opposition to free trade measures, recent decades have seen political leadership in the US tending to push agendas focused on removing trade barriers between the US and other countries. Both sides of the issue argue that jobs and the economy are at stake, but they disagree on the question of results and how domestic economic success is really defined. In reality, the most common charges of cheating on free trade involve a country's keeping its currency artificially low, so its products are cheaper and therefore more competitive in the US. On the other hand, opponents of this idea, specifically some liberal politicians, including U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts and presidential hopeful U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders, argue that trade agreements frequently do more harm than good for America because they favor the well-being of businesses over workers, both in America and in poorer trading partners. Notably, industries also face risks as the Philippines allows more imports. Mr. Manzano said it is possible some part of the agriculture sector may be subject to more competition from the US, challenging the government to improve competitiveness. Both economists said that opportunities and risks are in the details. Industries will discover how they will fare only after the details of the agreements are released. But they're concerned about whether the Philippines makes full use of the concessions and opportunities made available in the agreements. Acknowledging that the benefits of these agreements are unevenly distributed and some individuals may be negatively affected, those economists argued that the economy-wide benefits resulting from increased trade provide resources to make progress in important social goals, including helping those who are adversely affected. It is evident that the world economies have become more intertwined through globalization, and international trade is a major part of most economies. It provides consumers with a variety of options and increases competition so that the businesses must produce cost-efficient and high-quality goods, benefiting these consumers. Though some countries limit international trade through tariffs and quotas to protect domestic businesses, international trade has shown to benefit economies as a whole.